here or not. So me and my husband have been together for 8 years, married for 7. When I got married, my mother came to me privately and talked about setting aside money as a rainy day escape fund if worse came to worse. My husband has never showed any signs of being dangerous and rarely even gets upset, but the way my mother talked about it, it seemed like a no-brainer to have. When me and my husband, I really don't like that. When my husband and I got together, we agreed I would be a stay-at-home wife. We are both child-free, so that was never a concern. My husband made a comfortable mid-six-figure salary. All was good until about 2 years ago. He was injured at work in a near-fatal accident. Between hospital bills and a lawsuit that we lost that ate up nearly all of our savings, I took a part-time job while my husband was recovering. But when he fully recovered, we transitioned back into me being unemployed as my husband insisted that it was his role to provide. He currently is working 2 full-time jobs and Ubers on his off days to keep us afloat. Here is where I might be the
All right, before she finish up, I want to welcome everybody to the channel. This your boy, Get a Mic. Much love, peace, and blessings, prosperity, all of that good stuff. Long life for everybody that's watching me. Much love to y'all. Take this time to invite you guys. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. If you like this type of content, we will be trying to get more active on the channel. Now, from what I can ascertain in this video, this is I believe a YouTube channel called 8 at the Table. I never really heard of him before, but this is where the video came from, excuse me. And it looks like she's reading, I guess, a story or a prompt that something about a lady that she basically, I guess, set aside up to $47,000 of their money or her husband's money because of what her mother told her to do. So we're going to finish listening to this video. We're going to give our thoughts. I just kind of wanted to welcome you guys in, you know, break down this whole situation and what's going on, and we'll talk about it. So.
I do all of the expense management and have continued to put money into my escape account, although I significantly decreased from $750 a month to just $200 a month. My husband came home exhausted one night and asked about downsizing because the stress of work was going to kill him. I told him downsizing would not be an option as I had spent many years making our house a home and offered to go back to work. He tried to be nice, but basically told me that me going back to work wouldn't make enough. After an argument, my husband went through our finances to see where we could cut back. He was confused when he saw that I had regular occurring withdrawals leading back years and asked me about it. I broke down and revealed my money to him.
My money.
Her reading is a little bit awful, but anyway, we're gonna finish this real quick, and I understand how that can be sometime. But yeah, it looks like I guess he had an accident at work. He had some issues to where he had to stop working for a while. She ended up getting a job, and then once he was able to get back to work, you know, she ended up being a stay-at-home wife again, I guess. And they don't have any kids, so I'm a bit confused as to what's necessary for her to stay at home. But I guess she did say that her husband insisted that she stay home because he believes it's his job to be the provider. Okay. And now, you know, once, you know, he asked her to downsize, you know, because he feels like this is kind of a struggle. All right. He's working 2 jobs and he's doing Uber. And all the while she's at home saving away the money without him knowing, and basically saving it up for if she have to leave him. And I think that's a bit crazy. And I want to give my opinions real quick.
Which now sits at about $47,000. After I told him all this, he just broke down sobbing. His point of view is that I treated him like a predator and hid money from him for years, even when he was at his lowest. I told him that the money was a precaution I would have taken with any partner and not specific to him. He left the house to stay with his brother and said, I heard him on every possible level, but my mom says this is exactly what the money is for.
Yo, that's crazy, son. That's crazy. And sadly, in this day and age, so many men out here have to deal with women like this. And I understand from the women point of view that a lot of times women want stability. They want to make sure that they're not abused. They want to make sure that they have, that they don't enter into a relationship and end up losing everything. I understand that. But, you know, to the male's defense, a lot of times most of the time in this society, okay, it's going to be catered towards the woman to protect her. Okay. So in any situation, most of the time, whenever there's a divorce, a lot of times the women are the ones that force the divorce. But so many times, then, more times than none, the women end up leaving and getting most of the assets. Okay, whether it's properties, money, whatever it is, the kids, so on and so forth. In their case, they don't have any kids, but that's messed up. Okay, her mother basically told her to set money aside and start a escape fund for just in case she needed to escape him. And her mother is most likely probably single, okay? And she allowed her mother to mess up her marriage for the most part, listening to her mother, where she had a hard-working young man that wanted to work hard, work multiple jobs to provide for her where she didn't even have to work. And I don't know, man. It's like, in my personal opinion, I understand the whole situation with the traditional household where the man is the provider and he makes all the money and the wife sits at home. But this day and age, that kind of thing nowadays is not really possible. Okay. And in her case, she don't even have any children. So it's like, what is she doing? If you sitting at home, you don't got any children to take care of, you should be working too. And that's my personal opinion on that. But like I said, in today's day and age, I don't think it's necessary unless there's children involved, where the mother needs to be at home, taking care of the home, taking care of the children, teaching the children, stuff like that. I don't really see a necessary reason for her to sit at home all day and basically, just wait to pay the bills and wait for the money to, come in, and then she, set money aside for her own self. So I don't really necessarily know what the reason for that is, but when I heard this story, I had to get in here and do a video about it, because I can, how can I say it? It's kind of a very, very effed up situation, how she can basically be taking all his hard earned money and putting money aside for her. And then in the situation where he had a very, very bad accident at work, okay, now she doesn't even help him. She doesn't even use the money that she set aside to help him out. So I'm pretty sure that relationship is screwed. I'm pretty sure they're going to end up getting a divorce. And one thing I want to say when it comes to marriages and relationships, the most important thing that you want to make sure of is be very careful and don't let other people into your relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say. That's the biggest rule for any young couples coming up, any married couples, is don't let other people in the inner side, the inner circle of your marriage. Don't let people in there, because when they do, when you start taking advice from other people on the outside and you start, letting other people get in your head and stuff like that, only thing it's going to do is tear up the relationship. A marriage should be between two people, and it should be in a very, very tight, a very tight-knit situation where they both trust each other and they're not letting outside influences happen. And I think that's pretty much what happened in this situation. Now, I do want to get into some of the comments real quick before this video get too long and read some of the comments to give my thoughts. Now, what this person says is the mom is single and gave her daughter advice on how to end up single too. And I have to agree with that. That's exactly what happened. The mother was single. She got in her daughter's marriage and her daughter's relationship. It screwed it up for her, and the woman was dumb enough to listen to her mother and screwed up the relationship. And then the mother has the nerve to say, I told you to do this for a time such as this. And it's like, you the one that started this. You the one that made her feel as though she needed to save money away for him. And then when the man finds out, it just tears them apart. And it's really, really a sad case that you have such wicked women in this earth that'll do stuff like this. It's just mind-boggling to me. Somebody says that's the husband's mistake. We live in 2024. Guys, if you have to understand this lady is capable of providing for herself, send her butt to work. The F is she a housewife with no kids. Make it make sense. And I agree with that as well. And just like I talked about, we living in a time where It's not the same as it used to be back in the day, okay? If you don't got no kids, what is she doing at home? 9 times out of 10, if she's not working and you working and she's at home all day with no children, she's either thinking of a few things: how to cheat on you, or how to bring this thing down, how to take the money, how to hide the money, how to hide things. And it's just a sad case, man. And that's not every situation. I want everybody to understand that it's not every situation that this happens, but in this particular situation and many others like it, you have these type of situations where it just doesn't make sense, man. But one says, one old bitter bitch with regrets and failures passed. Hold on, I can't understand what he's saying. Passed her curse on to her daughter. Exactly. Mothers teach their daughters how to play men, and fathers teach their sons how to respect women. That's why relationships are messed up badly these days. It's unbalanced. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of unbalance going on in this earth today, man. There's a lot of wickedness. There's a lot of stuff going on that shouldn't be going on. And in my personal opinion, this story was just disgusting. How this woman allowed her mother to basically mess up her marriage. And most of the stuff what she said at the beginning of this tape was that her husband was a good dude. He worked hard. He did all these things. He made sure she stayed at home while he worked. And she turned around and screwed up the marriage, man. So I want y'all to go down in the comment section. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Much love, peace, and blessings. It's your boy, Get a Mic. And I'll be holla at y'all with another one. Be back in with another video shortly. Peace out, y'all.